Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm in my bedroom, so this is a bit of a different setup than you guys are normally seeing. The reason I'm in my bedroom is because I want to show you guys my crystal shelves. They're currently dark because they're in the background and I'm way in front of them with the ring light. My room is naturally quite dark, which is why I have certain animals in here like my axolotls. Speaking of my axolotls, I apologize if you hear any trickling water in the background. I have 3 filters going. I turned off everything else to make it as quiet as possible, but I didn't want to turn off their filters, so I do apologize if that running water sound occasionally bothers you, or the sound of it occasionally happening always bothers you. There's a lot of crystals to look at today, so instead of doing the usual, like I show you what they are and I say like what healing properties and what they mean and yada yada, I'm gonna skip that part and just show you what they are because there's so many to get through. My friend gave me 11 for my birthday. I bought a few since I last posted my crystal of the month June. In fact, my crystal of the month June was actually crystals I bought in May, so I have all the crystals I bought in June and July to show you because July is almost over. So anyways, I hope that's not upsetting to anyone that I'm gonna skip out on that portion. A lot of them are ones I've mentioned before on here anyway, so if you're interested, I will include that series down below in a playlist. Well, in a playlist in the description. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the first one I bought since the last time you guys saw me. It's actually up here. So some of the crystals can't fit on these shelves, so they get put up here. Also, this shelf is still kind of empty because I just put it up 2 days ago, so don't come for me. So this is a Crazy Lace Agate tower. Now, as you know, I'm very into towers lately. I can't explain to you why. I love the shape. I love that they sit up all on their own on a shelf. I just think they look really great. This one has a lot of really cool, intricate, warm colors. There's yellows, there's reds, there's orange. In addition to having a lot of like the same qualities that I love about this tower up here that I've showed you guys previously. So that's why I chose this one. I almost stabbed myself in the eye with it. Moving on. I also got my biggest tower since you guys last saw me. And if I had the money, I would get the 2 big towers that are in her shop right now. But I don't have the money for that. Oh yeah, by the way, I say this every video, but I forgot to say, these crystals came from my friend Anna's shop. I will include a link to it down below, so make sure you check it out. But anyways, oh, she's having a sale right now. I don't know if it'll still be going on by the time I post this, but you guys should still check it out anyway. But this Celestite tower, it is absolutely massive. Like, murder weapon. If someone breaks into my house, I'm going for this or my rhinoceros that I got from my friend May, because that thing is heavy and could easily crush a skull. So, gorgeous. Looks like clouds. Reminds me of, Skyloft. Reminds me of Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. I love it. It's just gorgeous. I would say it looks like water, but it looks too much like clouds to look like water. But I like all natural things. So if it looked like water, it'd still be a win anyway. Moving on. Next crystal I have to share is this Amethyst Point. She had an Amethyst Point that I like better than this one, but it sold out so fast. It was a little bit taller. It like started out narrow and got kind of wide. As it got taller, and it was taller than this one, and it looked super witchy. Like, I absolutely loved it. However, like I said, it sold out. And so the next time she had an Amethyst Point, I was like, yes please, I want it immediately. And that is this one. I just love it. It's just gorgeous and gives me very much like fantasy vibes. I think amethyst, of all the crystals, always gives the most amethyst, or gives the most amethyst vibes. Gives the most like fantasy world vibes out of all the crystals. Next, I bought this, I'm pretty sure it's pronounced dendritic. It could be dendritic, I don't know, I'm terrible at pronunciation. But this dendritic opal, it's stunning. Of course it's a tower, you know me, I love towers. But the reason I was drawn to this, and this is a point where I was like not buying crystals that often because I've been trying to save money so I can work on some enclosure upgrades, because upgrading the crested gecko enclosures is going to cost me like probably $1,000, and I've already bought the enclosures and now I'm just like saving up to buy bulk cork and supplies, which is just not fun to save money. I love to spend money, that's my problem. But so anyways, I got this Dendritic Opal tower. Oh god, Aaron's calling me. Okay, so I apologize if the setup is a bit different, but my fiance called, so we talked, and then I had to put my phone back, so I apologize. But anyways, moving on. Dendritic or dendritic, whatever the word is, opal. The reason that I got it is because it has this incredible little pattern up the side that almost looks like a fern has grown up it. Like, it looks like when you see a building that's kind of been overtaken by nature and there's like literal like what is that word? Vines growing up it. Like, I said fern, didn't I? Whatever, you know what I mean. But like, it looks like an actual plant has grown up the side. Like, it is the coolest. It's not going to focus on it. It just looks so cool. Like, it looks like a plant is actually grown up the side. This one in particular, I feel like looked the most like it, but anyway, that's why I chose it. She still has some more of these in her shop if you're interested. I'm gonna go get one more that I got from Anna's shop, and then we're gonna get into all the crystals that my friend India sent me, which there are 11 of. Fun fact, 11 is my favorite number, so I'm kind of funny that it ended up being that many. I'm not sure if she picked 11 on purpose because of that, but I do find it kind of interesting. So anyways, let's go do that. So this is a agate heart. It is just in the shape of a heart. And the thing I like the most about it is like this rust coloring it has. Like, it has a little bit on that side, but it's mostly on this side. And then up top it has these two like ink blot looking things. And I feel like it reminds me of the Silence of the Lambs movie poster. I'll put it up on the screen here. I think I said this in another video of mine too, but I love Silence of the Lambs. It's one of my favorite films, and it has been for a long time. And so when I saw this and it gave me those vibes, I was like, yes, please. But also it reminds me of like, I can't remember, maybe you guys will remember in the comments, but there's like a TV intro and there's like a water droplet, and as the water droplet hits the water, it spreads out like this murky, like black ink blot looking. It just kind of spreads out like that. And I can't remember what the intro is, but it's the first thing that came to mind other than Silence of the Lambs. Either way, it's just really cool looking. And when I was asking Aaron on my birthday, or around my birthday, what crystals in the shop like that I liked, because I sent him like 6 or 7, and I was like, which one speaks to you? And he was like, get the agate heart. And I was like, cool. So that's what I did. I will never miss the opportunity for a free crystal. And with that, my friend Anna for my birthday sent along this, which was originally wire wrapped. However, I don't like wearing a lot of the wire wrapped ones unless they're like cylindrical. It's just like a, like a quirk of mine. But I absolutely love this. And it's just this really cool raw piece. Like, it's raw on the back and the bottom, and then it has all these little towers. And of course, as you know, I'm obsessed with towers, and I really love raw towers. Like, one of my favorite crystals is over there. You can't see it. It's my Smoky Quartz tower, and it's like a raw piece with a tower jutting out of it, and it has like 2 smaller ones, and I'm just, oh my god, it's the coolest thing ever. And I showed it off on this channel in another one of the crystal hauls or crystal of the months. But yeah, I just absolutely love it. And so when she sent me this, which has 1, 2, 3, 4 plus a couple little mini ones, towers, I was just like, oh my god, it's not ever gonna focus. These are the last 2 crystals, or maybe the opal is, but anyways, that I got from the shop. And then I have to show off all of India's, so let's go do that. So I'll start off with these 4, just so that I can remember where they fit on the shelves, because I have everything laid out perfectly and I don't want to ruin that. So starting out with this raw amethyst chunk. It is so gorgeous. I mentioned in the video where I unboxed them that I really loved this part here, and how it like, it doesn't look polished or finished, you know what I mean? It just looks really like someone just took it right out, you know what I mean? Has a lot of great deep purple to it, but also some like see-through purple areas. Anyways, just gorgeous amethyst. The next one is this raw aquamarine, which I don't think it's even going to capture on camera what it really looks like. It definitely has that like gorgeous teal coloring to it. This is my first aquamarine. I don't have any of that in my collection, so really cool. Plus, I love raw crystals, and I was doing myself a disservice by only ever buying the non-raw ones. Like, I have a few that are raw, right? But like, I kept buying really polished ones, or towers, or shapes, or like eggs, animals, palm stones, whatever, and I was just like, this is what I needed. I needed some raw ones. Next up is this fluorite. I only have 1 fluorite, and it's my Fluorite Hedgehog. My rainbow Fluorite Hedgehog is just this like tiny little thing. But this is my first chunk and my first outside of the hedgehog. It looks really cool. If I'm remembering correctly, this is a rose quartz sphere. It has the tiniest tinge of pink. You can't even see it on camera. But the cool thing about it is it's my first sphere. I've been wanting to get a sphere for a hot minute, and I just like never found the right one. And then of course my friend sends me one, just like she sends me the raw ones without even really knowing that's what I needed. So yeah, my first sphere. And I have it sitting up there on a shelf on a little ring, just like my egg. Next up are these 4, which I'll just put some on my bed for now so I don't clank them around in my hand. But this is a raw rose quartz, and this one you can definitely see the pink more than you can in the sphere. However, it's just so slight, it doesn't even I don't think it shows up on camera at all, but in person you can definitely see it. It looks like a piece of ice that someone like imbued with like the tiniest bit of pink. Like, that's the way I can describe it as. It also has a really great texture. Like I particularly love this side. However, the best texture comes from this orange calcite. This, oh my god, the texture of this is incredible. It has what I kept describing in kind of gross terms as slippery, wet, slick, waxy. It all of that fits it, but it's not quite right because it's like, you know what, if you have orange calcite, you probably know what I mean. But it just has like a really smooth texture for being a raw crystal. Like the other raw crystals have like that dry feeling to them, where this one almost feels like a glaze has been spread over it. Do you know what I mean? It almost like feels like an orange, which is so funny because it reminds me of an orange because it is orange. But yeah, it's great. It like fits in my hand perfectly. Like right here, there's like a little indent, but it fits my thumb perfectly. And this probably is it's without a doubt my favorite one that I got from those 11, but it's one of my favorites in total on all the shelves, which is really saying something because I have a lot of crystals. This is my first rainbow moonstone, which is really cool because I've always been drawn to it. I've just never found the right one. So the fact that she just like sent it, I was just like, you must know me. But it's gorgeous. Like the camera doesn't do it justice, you know? Gorgeous. Now, like the texture of this one, like I was saying, it's a raw piece that's like dry. It has a dry consistency to it, you know? Maybe you can see how this one's kind of like glossy. This one's like more matte. Oh, it doesn't even look matte. Never mind. I don't know how to explain it. Next up is this clear quartz like tower, but it's not like a tower like, you know, those ones that you can't see, or that one over there. It's not a polished tower. It's a raw tower, which, as you heard me say earlier, I very much do love. So love that. It's huge. It's gorgeous. It literally just looks like ice. Okay, now I gotta get the last 3. And the last 3 are these. So we'll start out with this Labradorite palmstone. My first Labradorite, even though I've looked at it before. Also, I don't have that many palmstones. I think the only other palmstone I have is my very first crystal, which I got because it looked like an egg, not because it's a palmstone. But palmstones are great. They're really great for holding. They have a good look to them. What I love about this Labradorite is that it's like understated when you first look at it, but then the longer you look at it, there's more to it that's brought out. I love the dark color. Like, look at that. Do you see that? It's gorgeous. But like when you first look at it, it's not as striking as other ones, but the longer you look at it, it's just, you know what I mean? Even more incredible than you first thought. Next, this one is Mangano. I think it's Mangano or Mangano. I always pronounce things wrong. Calcite, and it is gorgeous. It is banded, has speckles. There's a bit of pink to it. It's quite opaque. Yeah, it's really cool. Again, a first. I don't have any of those. And then the last thing is this tiny little quartz tower. Clear quartz tower. Now, this was originally wire wrapped, just like the one that Anna had sent me. But because I don't wear them unless they're like really like longer ones, like my rose quartz pendant. Unless it's long like that, I typically don't wear them on my neck. So I was like, I want to display this though because I love raw towers. So it's on display. Now let's go take you in for a closer look at all the crystals on the shelf. And that is the entirety of my crystal collection right there, all on those shelves, with the exception of these 3, which, like I said, don't fit on those shelves. I might put them up here, but I haven't finished filling this shelf yet. Also, I made this shelf, shout out to me, but yeah, I haven't finished yet. So once I figure out where everything's going, oh yeah, I also have these crystals down here, but once I figure out where everything's going, oh yeah, I have a crystal here. But once I figure out where everything's going, I might move some of them over here. I just don't know yet. But most of my crystals are on these moon shelves above my bed. And also I have a little bat shelf that you've seen before. I'm thinking about putting it there, and I'll put some of my small polished ones over there because I have a whole handful of small polished ones that I haven't done anything with. So, ta-da! Glorious. Now it's not completely full. There's some space down here. There's some space here and here, but they'll have to be relatively small crystals to be able to fill up those spaces. So, you know, we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, I love them. my crystal children. And now it's time for an outro. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing my crystals of the month July. Crystals are part of the thing that makes me happy, so I hope they made you happy too. Thank you for watching. I will see you on this channel for other things, but for sure for crystal of the July August but for crystal of the month August. Goodbye.